Hey, what's going on? I'm Roy Studmeyer, also known as International Show.
My name is Taylor.
My name is Dante Luna. I'm a storyteller from Rosendale.
My name is Sho. I'm from East Boston.
Hey, buddy. DJ Dex at a Big City Radio, Team Jerk.
What's going on? My name is Danny Reyes Figueroa, also known by Danny Visuals. Used to be known by Sir Reyes Films.
I am a father to an 8-year-old, almost 9-year-old boy named Ethan.
And I am a father to a little girl named Isabella.
I am the father of a beautiful 4-year-old girl, and her name is Aria.
I'm a father of 3. Oldest is my daughter Johnny, Azalea, and my son Elijah.
I am a father of a 13-year-old princess. Her name is Destiny.
I am a father of 2 beautiful children, Brielle Silva and Cairo Alexander Reyes.
And being a dad is life-changing.
Being a dad is my whole life. I build my life around what my daughter needs first.
Being a dad is sacrifice. It's making decisions for your life based on the impact that it'll have on your child's life.
Being a dad is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Not by choice, because when I first had him, I didn't want a kid, but when it came, fantastic.
Being a dad is great, very hard work. And especially dealing with the whole stigma of being a brown and black dad is real hard, especially in today's world. Like today's world is really hard for these children. Like we're dealing with so much issues.
Being a dad is, a huge weight on a man's shoulder. And what comes with that weight is accountability, the ability to protect, love, vulnerability, anxiety, sometimes frustration, but understanding as well.
Unfortunately, I didn't grow up with a father, so it was kind of on my heart and a big responsibility to me to be there and be active for my son, because I know how it feels to not have a father.
My happiness is totally dependent on my daughter's smile. So if she's not smiling, then my focus is off.
Being a dad to me has been life-changing. I remember for a while, I refused to get my license. It's not information that everyone knows, but as soon as she was born, it took me 2 seconds. Like I knew I needed to be able to be available for her. I knew I needed to be able to be at doctor's appointments. I knew I needed to be able to transport her to and from locations and places. So that fear of driving, that was instantly kind of wiped away, I think.
Now having 3 and one is almost a preteen, she's lying, playing games. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like a whole human being. So it's been a great experience of just learning 3 different people and just the personalities that there are. That's the best part about me being a dad. I'm actually raising people that's gonna go out in society and try to be somebody.
Like I stay on top of my daughter for everything, because at the end of the day without us dads, the moms take on too much work, especially in the way this world is functioning right now. These children today need their dads, especially in the brown and black community. They need their mothers and they definitely need their dads.
It is the greatest joy a man can have in his heart. When my son was born, it changed me. Just gave me this understanding of life, creation, and just God himself.
Being a father is one of the most important roles. Being a parent in general is one of the most important roles, but for me, the father is the foundation, the backbone. A lot of things that I see in my son comes from a reflection of me. And it's important to raise our kids in an environment and with a mindset of good, of just being a good person, being a good human being, being decent, being kind, being well-mannered.
I take my daughter to school every day and I pick her up from school every day, and I build my life around my daughter's schedule. And that's something I take a lot of pride in. I work 100 hours a week. I'm not able to have peace of mind as much as much freedom that I get and joy that I get being self-employed and taking care of myself and taking care of my family, the number one thing I take the most pride in is being able to be there for my daughter.
Being a dad is being there through all the tough moments, sacrificing work, like calling out of work to make sure that you're spending time in helping them and watching them grow. And
my biggest thing was for them to be themselves. No pressure, whatever you want to do, as long as you're focused and you're driven towards it, I'm with it. You know, I don't care what you do, whatever you are, we good. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I didn't have when I was growing up. There was a big cage around personality and what you could or couldn't do. You know, there was no freedom in being. There was no freedom in being in the spirit.
She's one of them kids that her facial expression speaks for her. You read my facial expression, yeah. But when she was in her mother's stomach, her mother thought she was gonna be a boy. So if people don't know me, I'm DJ Dex. My real name is Desta. So at the end of the day, that's where Destiny came from, because she ended up being a girl. So that's where her name came from.
I just can't, I don't understand how a father can leave their child. Like, it doesn't even sit right with me. Because when I look at my child, it's just like a joy. Like, you know, even though sometimes he cries, you know, as a father, sometimes we get frustrated, aggravated sometimes when they keep crying and crying. But at the end of the day, you look at them and you just be like, wow, like that's me right there.
And then watching the evolution from an infant to a baby to a young boy to their personality developing, and just seeing them come into and being able to actually help tailor their decisions or their thought making or their makeup of who they really are is super important. I think we're in a society also where we see that a lot of people who didn't grow up with a father, sometimes they get lost in the jail system, or sometimes they're just misguided.
She's 13 now, so she's at an age now where, you know, she wants to take care of herself more, and you know, it's been an interesting journey letting go. You know, I enjoy still taking her to school and picking her up, but now there's times where she wants to walk home and she wants to take the bus, she wants to hang out with her friends. So it's kind of weird having more freedom or having more time to myself and not having a solid time to pick her up.
being a dad is fighting, especially as a black dad, is fighting and advocating for your time. Like, I really had to fight to be in my daughter's life. I really had to fight for close to 50% custody of my daughter. Like, that was something that I really had to put time and work in, and it took 2 years, but it was a fight that I was willing to kind of go through. That's
exactly what I wanted for me, for my kids, for them to be able to be themselves always and know that they can trust me to understand and not overreact to whatever they're saying. You know, we're all emotional, things happen, you know, but they know that, okay, dad still loves them at the end of the day. And that's pretty much what it means to be a dad to me.
Daughter came out shooting like a torpedo. She didn't cry when she came out or nothing. She was just, wham, that's it. Looking around the world like, where the hell am I at? And ever since then, she looked just like me. Facial expressions, attitude. She has a mother's kindness, but it's all about me.
All those times that I could have, you know, sorry to say, but died for being in some accidents, being in parties, being around, you know, gang members, shootouts, living in the hood. You know, I thank God for like just keeping me safe and up to this moment where I am able to see my son, a splitted image of me born, and giving me the road to build him up to be a better man than me.
And I'm fortunate, and I thank God that I found my way by, you know, trusting God and keeping God first. And in order to repeat the cycle of that, because obviously we want to make sure that we repeat the cycle of positivity, I show that to my son and I lead by example. That's our responsibility as parents. It's our responsibility as fathers. And you know, the generation it gets passed down from generation to generation. Even now, I'm in the mindset of, you know, not living for me. I don't live for me. I live for my son, and I live for the future, for his future and his future kids. Even to the point where, you know, setting up different businesses that's starting to have the last name, so that my son, I was actually just talking about this, it's crazy, so that my son can just go around and see like, hey, listen, that's a Studmeyer building, that's a this building, and know that it's, you know, it's, we own things, it's ownership.
But it also brings me a lot of joy in knowing that, you know, she's discovering what she loves about life. She's enjoying her free time. You know, she's finding her own smile. And that to me is the most important thing. You know, I try not to think about or consider any stereotypes of what I see and what I've experienced. I've had a big family, and, you know, there were absent fathers, there were present fathers, you know, fathers that over-delivered and fathers that under-delivered.
Being a dad is being confident that you are just as important in your daughter's life, just as the mother. Understanding and knowing that like the decisions in your moral and internal compass is just as important as the mom, and being confident in that and not deferring that decision making to mom, especially for a single dad like myself, where I'm no longer with my daughter's mom. Having a decision making when you're there at doctor's appointments, having a decision with her education, where she's going to be going, where she's going to be, the neighborhoods that she's going to be staying in, the daycare, like all those things matter, and being involved in that is everything. Comes with being a dad.
Is having people who look up to me when I see them do things that are like me, or talk like me, or want to do things like I'm doing. It's fantastic, because it's like, oh wow, I'm really making an impact in somebody's life.
Remember this tip: piss the mother off, kid come out looking like you. Remember that. When I met my fiance, you know, I knew that she came with a package, and that package is something that I received with my whole heart. You know, Brielle Silva is such a beautiful young girl. She's very smart, intelligent. I'm so lucky to have her in my life. And she came into my life also to experience what a real father feels like, to have a real father in your life. And I'm literally here to show her a father's love. You know, the Bible tells us that we are to be the lenders and not the borrowers. So that's what I'm striving hard for. And I came up, you know, throughout the years, throughout my 20s. In the beginning of my 20s, I was homeless. So I figured out a lot of things on my own, and was able to tap into survival mode. And that's what I've been teaching my son lately, is like survival mode, like how to survive, like what are the survival instincts, like what are, you know, what are you supposed to be cautious of, like mind your surroundings, like, you know, things like that, how to order your own food, like how to be a well-dressed kid or not to be, you know, messy or whatever the case is. Like these are things that, you know, mothers can instill it too, but when it comes from a father, I think it comes from a different place. So when I say life-changing, it's in a sense of me not living for myself anymore.
There was nothing anybody could teach me to be a parent. I tried to read a book, I tried to take notes, but when my daughter was born, I just like forgot everything that I tried to learn, and I just started doing what I thought was necessary for my daughter's smile. There was no real preparation for being a dad, you know, and it's probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me.
The stigma around us as Black fathers is we're selfish. And I think for me, being a dad is being selfless. It's sacrificing my sleep, knowing I have to wake up super early the next day for work. It's taking on all pickups and drop-offs just so I can maximize the amount of time that I'm with her, and she's able to see something different from her current environment. Being a dad is even when you're feeling down, even when you're down and out, like it's presenting a consistent and solid front for her so that she doesn't feel the waves of life that it brings. being a dad is learning when to ask for help.
And for somebody who doesn't really look at life like that, it's great to see. It reminds me that I'm still learning and growing if they're still learning and growing from me, because I'm learning and growing with them too. You know, my relationships with my parents wasn't as deep. So having a deep connection with them not being afraid to tell me anything. You know, obviously kids are gonna be kids and they're gonna say, they're gonna fib a little bit, but knowing that if they get in trouble, even if they lie, whatever, I understand because I've been there before. You know, I'm not gonna overreact too much, but dad is dad. And that's probably the best part of being a dad.
Representing for the brown and black fathers is a great thing. Like I said, I feel us as fathers is gotten a lot better. So all I can say is keep it up, keep doing what we're doing, and keep hope alive, as Jesse Jackson would say, because these kids need it. And if you know my slogan, if you knew better, you do better. Don't be slipping and you're pimping. And always remember this, keep your eyes to the sky, never glued to your shoes. Don't be stressed out, because these kids will do it to you.
And I'm just a happy father. I'm a happy dad. I can't even ask for a better life, because this life is just one that I prayed for. I'm happy with this life. I just can't stress enough. Like, it's just amazing. I have a beautiful fiance, beautiful daughter, beautiful son. Something that I just prayed for all my life, and I just finally have it. I am grateful to be a father, grateful to be a dad, grateful to be their leader, grateful to be the head of household, grateful to be the man of the house, the man in charge, alongside my fiance, who is also in charge. We do this together 50-50. But yes, I am grateful to be a father, grateful to be a dad. This is the greatest gift that has ever been given to me, and I will forever cherish it.
Being a dad is one of the most important things, one of the most important things that there is in life.
I guess the stigma that's out there in the world today is that black fathers aren't involved or present in their kids' lives. My father wasn't involved in my life. And because of that, I felt the need to be overly aggressive with my approach and my attempt to be in my daughter's life, because I never want her to experience the things that I went through. I want to be able to teach her how to purchase her first car. Like, I want to teach her how to save and how to build her bank account. Like, I know I'm thinking light years ahead, she's only 4, but like, that's how we got to think as dads. And my overall goal is to fight that and combat the stereotypes that's out there surrounding black fathers.
Yeah, I love life. I've checked off my bucket list 6-7 times. I make a new bucket list all the time. But my greatest creation, my biggest joy is my daughter and, you know, being a father.